Hey, welcome. God bless you. This one is on pets. To pet or not to pet when you're homeless. I'm all for it. If you think you're stressed out in the house, you should live in a way where your very existence is outlawed. Their companionship and happiness is a big blessing. So definitely, whenever you bring something in your life, it's more expense and stress. But I think the blessings, for the most part, balances it all out. And I definitely felt safer at night when I had my dog with me. He is still alive, but he got injured, and now he's really getting old. So he's retired. I get to see him this year, yay! So but yeah, it sucks not having him. And I have more room without him, but it's I'm in a little vehicle, but I would rather be even more uncomfortable than not have him, but it's just what it is at the moment. I can't have him, so it makes me super sad. But so anywho, you know what? We didn't have air conditioning like 50 years ago or so. We, like the majority of people in the world throughout history, has not had air conditioning. It's so frustrating when people are like, "Ah, it's a dog. You don't have air conditioning." It's just like you're in a car. It's like, yeah, but I'm not being a dumbass about it. I keep my windows open, and I have, like, you have to put a sunblock up, maybe more than one. And that does frustrate me when I see people at stores and surfing, and they have their dog in the car, and there's nothing blocking the sun, and the windows aren't really open, and there's no water, and it's like, what are you thinking? Do you not? If you don't love the animal, give it to someone who can love them, or just put him out in the woods so he can have fun and tromp around. So yeah, I'm a big supporter of loving your dog and being kind and always having food and water, and yeah, just having the windows open so as it can get hot, and if you can get shade, that's awesome. And if you don't have a dog, you're not homeless, well then don't take the shade spot if you're in a homeless area. It's just really, really sweet. When I was always happy when shade was open, and I've been through, he was with me for like the first 4 years, and it was frustrating because by my fourth year there was a lot more people in their vehicles, and they would, and I find it really frustrating, between bicyclists who take shade and then just disappear for hours on end. It's like you don't need it, and you're in a highly congested area with a ton of homeless people on top of it. Like, come on. Anywho, and then you have these people in RVs that have tons of windows, they're light colored, they're just cooler. RVs are so much cooler than vehicles. And this one guy would park his RV and his car right in the shade and take everything. It's like, and I mean, the one year I'd be up like at 5 in the morning, and like all the 2-3 shade spots would just be gone. I'm just like, oh, are you for real? It's going to be a long day. And if it's too hot, it's always good to get your doggy wet. Keep him cool. Mine is half poodle, which is a water dog, but he hates water, ironically. Like, hates it. But it does help. So it was right here where I am. It was so humid. Yet, was it yesterday or the day before? He's panting, and it's like, water time. He wasn't happy, but he stopped panting. So, and let's see. So, yeah, it's like being in a house. Make sure you have food and water out at all times. Don't let them bark incessantly, because no one wants to hear them, just like no one wants to hear your kids. And someone's pulling up. That's why he's barking, if you can hear that. But yeah, people can just be frustrating, because it's like, I know there was a law saying that you couldn't have dogs in your car, or like in your car unattended, and it's like, I do have to go do stuff every now and then. So that is the stressful part about having it, is that I need to leave them in the car, or else on like really hot days I would leash them, I would hook them to the car outside, and you didn't know if you'd be there when I got back. And then it's frustrating because I am, with my health, I need lots of, how do you say, I have lots of allergies and just issues. Hold on. Hello. And so I like go to places, and people would have their dogs which weren't hyperallergenic, and even I have issues with hyperallergenic dogs, and they're like, I can't like leave them. I didn't want to leave them at home. It's like, if I can like be dealing with having a dog in a car on a 90-degree day, well, you can do it better than I can. Like, save me your BS. And I I definitely had to keep him clean. So like, and his hair really short because of my allergies. So like 1 week I would trim him, and the next week, and his hair goes super fast, super fast. And the next week I would wash him. So it was in every other week. There's hypoallergenic dogs are great because they don't shed, but there is a lot of upkeep with him. And it's awesome. He's like 30 pounds, and I only needed a half a gallon of water to wash him. I would put some on, and then from the dollar store I had Tear-Free baby shampoo, and so I'd use that and lather him up, and then I'd pour more water on, and he would be good to go. It is always good to have extra money on hand because you don't know when they're going to be throwing up or rolling in really disgusting things. He rolled in one yellowish substance one time, and I was like, it made me want to puke. So that was definitely a day I had to do laundry, and I wasn't expecting. Hello, sorry. And and then there's times where he just, because my dog has a sensitive stomach, so he would just hurl. I know that one day he got like in my purse, on the what was it, sleeping bag, and I swear he got like 4 things, and I'm like, how the hell did you manage to hit that many things? But yeah, he always bounces back right away, but he does throw up. So it's always good to have money on hand to for when you need to wash your stuff unexpectedly. So but yeah, so I like having a dog, or I did, and I think it's helpful when you're homeless because it's just companionship and a little bit of protection. And I don't know, I know he was super social, so I miss that because I'm not nearly as social. He wants to like greet everyone, and that was upsetting. I had him at the subsidized apartment, and they kept trying to murder him, and he's like ultra chill. I mean, my friends that I had up there at the time, they had known me for 3 years, and they hadn't heard him bark. And he was barking every day at the apartment, but they had repeatedly tried to murder him. And he is fine. I mean, he'll take himself on walks. Like, we've been in like the middle of a desert, and like as far as I can see, he goes past the horizon and he always comes back. And even the one town I'd stay in the summertime, he would how do you say, it was a rougher town, and people would abandon like their dogs, which were usually far larger than him, and he always came back unharmed, from the people who would habitually kill each other's pets, and from the dogs who wouldn't. I mean, the dogs would charge me in my car. I'm like, what the? Like, I hate you dogs. And I do have a love-hate relationship with dogs, as most things. So, and I'm just really grateful because I got my dog when I met him at a week and a half, and I got him at 6 weeks. And that really, it was helpful because I've had some really, really bad experience with dogs. So, he has been a blessing, and his breeder was fun. He's the only dog I've ever had from a breeder, but she wasn't a typical breeder. She was special. She loved animals, and she had animals that like were missing tails or a leg, and it's just like, wow, you've got a lot going on here. But she was unique. So and he's a really good dog though. So yeah, whether you're in the woods or a car or the street or a house, as long as you're willing to be kind to your dog and take good care of them, I'm all for people having animals. So yeah, that's about it. And it is one thing which is really dangerous when you're homeless. People will offer to help you, which it's like, oh, just let me help you, just get back on your feet, and then I'll just watch the dog until you get back on your feet, and then you can come get your dog. And I've never taken a person up on the offer because my health is chronic, and I'm in all likelihood I'm not getting back on my feet. I mean, it's just been 20 plus years of horror, so it's not. I didn't make a bad mistake. I didn't get tripped up. This is health related, why I'm in the position I'm in. And as usual, doctors can't help. They help you become poor, but they don't help you get well or healthy. But I have heard of people who have taken people up on offers, and when they come back to get their beloved pet, they have either sold them, or the person cracks an attitude of, your pet? What are you talking about, your pet? This isn't your pet. This is my pet. Which is really nasty. Stealing is nasty, and to steal a loved one is ultra nasty. And for any of you aren't dog lovers, you know that, here's how it goes. You got your doggy, and then you got your other people, because your dog's always happy to see you, unlike family members and friends and society in general that can be testy for the most part. So yeah, there are definitely dangers, more dangers when you're homeless, it seems, but that's across the board. It's just part of the territory. But alrighty, I'm gonna go. So I hope you're having a good one. Bye bye.